think we've been saying like the Safe and Sound is just like the meaning behind the album. Like the title is just like, even if you had a really bad day, if you had a really good day, like you can just put music on and forget like about like the bad day or celebrate the good day, and it's just like safety and music and like Safe and Sound. That's kind of what it's about. I guess it's just like we're kind of normal guys, so everything is just real experiences. That's as simple as it is.
I know a lot of this lyrical topics, the lyrical topics regard to something like had enough. You know, it could be you've had enough of your job or you've had enough of your girlfriend. They're not so. You can relate that to a lot of different things. You know, with
they mean one thing to like when Mike wrote them, but they could mean like
many
loads of different things.
So it's relatable to a lot more people. You know, so the song "Work for It," you've got to work for. You know,
whatever it may be.
You know, anything. So it can appeal to a lot more people. A lot more people can understand it and feel it a bit more. Whereas before we used to write songs, and Mike's lyrics may be about one thing that happened to him specifically. So it's hard for people to think, I know what he means there. Whereas when we write about things like that now,
you can find your own meaning in it. It does mean something to someone, but it could mean like something to one person, something to another thing to another person.
Yeah.
And I think we want to write music that only people can like. We don't want to write music for one specific like cartoon character person. You know, like I don't care what people look like that come through to watch us play or like to buy a CD. All that matters to us is that they like actually enjoy the music and get something from it.
There's nothing better than when you listen to a song and you can think. But I don't really get into the lyrics ever. When I listen to music, I'm never really listening to the lyrics. But there is points where you go, oh, I can understand what he's saying there, and it's nice to have that. And if you don't have that with music, it's quite hard to connect to it and really love a piece of music. It changed quite a lot from the demo, didn't it? There's a lot more with our producer. We sent across a lot of the stuff to him, like a lot of the guitars, and he sort of changed it from what was really a rock song to like a bit more electronic. He chopped up my guitar part and made it a bit strange, and there was kind of a bit more the post sort of production. It changed a lot of the song into kind of what it is now. But, I don't know what the lyrics are about. I guess it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, it's self-explanatory. Yeah, been working a long time. Well, I think with our band, well, any music really, like I personally like change and like something new, and we all listen to so many different types of music that it's gonna be like, you know, we want to throw a kind of curveball out there and do something different and move our sound forward a bit. If that makes sense.
That song "Boomerang," that was a completely different song. That was Had Enough, wasn't it?
I can't remember. Well,
and that was
Boomerang. It makes sense because that folder of files is all like Had Enough guitar.
So there was a song called "Boomerang" that was the lyrics were the lyrical idea was the same, you know, boomerang, you know, the whole idea about it. But the song was Had Enough, so it was like a different song.
So I think where that song actually comes from is I like got some new guitar gear. And like, I was at home playing riffs, and I was recording I don't know why, I was recording really heavy riffs, and I sent it to Mike. I was like, Mike, write this style, write a really heavy riff and make it really poppy. And then he sort of, I think, when we came in and did that,
we had a week in the studio.
And it kind of sounded like Marilyn Manson, and we were like, what's going on here? Like swung like Marilyn Manson, you know, like the beautiful people. And then he kind of took it and like worked down it and changed it into more of like.
The first demo had the first part, didn't it? And it had the middle eight, but it didn't have
the structure was all kind of different. But yeah, that's kind of just like a heavy. And we put that out. We kind of put that song out first as something that like people are like, not confuse people, but like, you know, just show that we're doing something maybe a little different than we've done before.
We did like 3 songs. So we did 3 songs with the drums, did all the guitars for 3 songs and the bass and the vocals. Then we had another couple of months off and carried on writing and demoing. Then we did another 3 songs. Then we had another 3 months off and did another 3 songs. So what you could say is that the first lot of drums to when the album was finished was probably 6 months, but we were doing them in blocks. of songs, rather than doing all the drums first and then all the guitars. We would do 3 songs, 4 songs, and that was the album. So that we could get a single out.
It's just nice to split it up,
It was
really,
nice,
isn't
it
it?
was nice to do it, but also as well, we got a single out. We needed to have a single out, but we hadn't finished the album, so the single was out. We were doing radio, but we had time then to still finish the album and then get that ready in time.
I think everything with this band, like if someone's like, this is what you should do, we just do the opposite, and that's why it works. So like, I like that. It could come from anything. It could come from like Eddie tapping out a drum beat, and then he's like, oh cool, I like that, I'm gonna make a song out of that. You know, it's like, it could be anything.
And just at the end, we all kind of, more in the studio than live, with a room, it just gets to the point where everyone just adds in their sort of things to Mike's initial idea,
And
that
then
kind of makes it sound like LTA.
Yeah, and then when we go and tour the songs, like play the songs live, they completely change again.
more
Like
because
we make
everyone puts in extra
bits, and we change the songs and add little parts in to make it cool live. And like
that line was like thrown around a lot in 2014, and I think it was kind of, it was put in a strange way because it was said once. I think Mike said it in an interview.
and people latched onto it and took that as like.
And
I think it was kind of true, but like I don't know.
we were never going to stop. It was like we were in a bad place before that album came out because we were signed to the major label and it didn't work, and
We were just kind of uncertain what was going to happen then, and we didn't know what would happen. So we were like, let's just do an album and make it as best as we can and see what happens. And it happened to be the best that we've done so far. So with this one, I think, in fact, it was probably even harder with this one because we had something like we'd set ourselves a really high thing that we had to get there. Like, and we were just like, when we started, we were like, we're never going to be just looking up like we're never going to get there. And then somehow I think we've got somewhere there so far. So
Yeah.
just
don't sit at home. Like, well, actually, it depends how young you are. If you're young, learn your craft, get good at your instrument, learn all the stuff that you want to do, and then when you think you're ready, just go out and do it and make mistakes. Because I think a lot of people are too scared to get in there and do that first thing. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
But I think we've made mistakes through learning. Like, we've learnt through making mistakes. So like,
I think as well, for me, I think I was saying the other day, like, you start a band, you think you're sort of like 20, 21, you think you're old, and you think you haven't got long to do it, and you know you need to be getting big. And when I think now, if I saw a band that were 20,
I would laugh at
I would
ourselves.
laugh.
If our band, 21-year-old us, was supporting us tonight, I would be like, you have so much to learn.
Yeah, I think
shut up.
just
Shut up.
it takes till you're like. I remember someone telling me, I can't remember who it was. It was someone that was a bit older. Was like, yeah, I mean, I think a band really starts to mature and become their band when they're sort of 50. It was someone that was like, someone that was good and someone that had done loads, or someone that had sold records, and they were like 5th, 6th album. That's when a band really starts to hone it. And I remember thinking like, we were on our 3rd album, and I was like, nah, we need to be there now. Like, and now I think back to that, I think that's so true. And you get to your 20s, and like 26, 27, 28, 29, and that's when I think you actually become a good band. I don't think you could be an amazing band in your early 20s.
Yeah, I mean, like solo artists, yeah, maybe, but like a band, because there's like a lot of we're all like quite loud personalities. Like everyone has an opinion, and like
it takes that long just to kind of know what you're good at.
know what you're good at, and know what not to say to certain people, and like what to just take from. You know, like there's so much to learn that we've only just started to realise what works and what doesn't.
I think as well in our scene there was so many bands that were the same age and same people, so you thought that was rock music, whereas now we're in the scene and everyone's still that age and we're older, so it wasn't like there was those people that were like 28, 29 when we were 21, was there?
Yeah, most rock bands it takes a lot longer as well. Like think of bands like the Black Keys, like their big record that went to #1 all over the world, but it was like their 7th or 8th album, like, you know.
So satisfying to watch. Look at it. He's so good.
Rock and roll, mate. Rock and roll.
So good, isn't it?
It's the best part of the interview, I think.
It's so nice though, what you do, he's like spinning it all around. Love it. Hello, I'm Ben.
I'm Deck, and you're watching United Rock Nations.
Bye.